You ever wonder why it seems so easy for everyone else to grab all the clients, to make all the money, to have all the wins, to live that fabulous lifestyle that you're working so hard to achieve for yourself? Well, there's a couple of things that you need to understand about that. First one is nobody does it easily. Second one is it is in the benefit of people who sell you stuff for them to make it look like they did it easily. The third one is not everybody is honorable or equitable in this space. And as a result, you get a lot of deception. You get a lot of deception in this online digital marketing coaching space. So remember those three things, and you'll be at least starting to have a sense of why it seems so easy for everyone else and not you. So there are, however, Shannon says they're crushing it because they're putting the work in. That's pretty much the one thing you can be guaranteed. So Shannon wins the prize for that one. What often happens is somebody will work very hard to figure something out. Hey, Laura. And or they'll spend a lot of money to learn from other people something. And then they misrepresent how they got their success and their results. And there's a rule in marketing. I saw this from John Carlton. Well, if I'm being honest, Mitch Miller showed it to me from John Carlton. And it was this talk that John Carlton was doing, who is a famous copywriter, where he was explaining to people who paid God only knows how much to sit in the same room as him. And he was explaining how in marketing and copywriting, it's understood that it's much easier to sell people pie in the sky, unicorn, magic unicorn and glitter promises. Just a second. Laura says, or they're not crushing it, but say they are. Yeah. So there's that, right? Exactly, Laura. There's a lot of that too, because it's very easy to fake it. There's no regulation in this space. There's no sheriff in this town. So it's very easy to fake it, right? But even more important than that, I think, is this truth that John Carlton got at, which is it's easier to sell the glittery unicorn promises than it is to sell the hard work. Now, I myself, I want to build a following, a tribe, whatever you want to call it, a group of fans who love the idea of putting in the hard work and getting the results from it. Those are my people. If you're watching this, you're probably one of my people, hopefully. If not, get lost, kick rocks. We don't need you. But it's a slow, as you can imagine, it's a slow process to build an audience like that. Because, again, it never fails. We want to be sold the magic, hope, and dreams, and we don't want to be sold, nobody wants to see how the sausage is made. And certainly, nobody wants to go in and make the sausage. But here's the thing. Every single person who you see and it looks like they're just killing it, those are the people that are willing to go in and make the sausage. It never, again, as Laura said, they're faking it. They haven't made it. So there's really one of two kinds there. There's the kind that does the work, and of those kind that do the work, the vast majority, for some reason, pretend like they've got a way that you don't have to do the work, and they'll sell it to you for $10,000, right? Or there's the smaller group, and I'm really excited about this because this group is starting to emerge. And the smaller group is honest and upfront about the work and the process. And by the way, in this world, this coaching world, books like How to Win Friends and Influence People and Think and Grow Rich, those are like the Bibles for us. But here's what's funny to me. If you go back to those old success texts, they all talk about putting the work in. If you go back to the original motivational speakers, the Zig Ziglars, the Dale Carnegies, you get the idea, right? The Og Mandingos, the Jim Rohns. They all talk about putting in the work, like all of them. They weren't making a secret of it. But now, today, with iteration and with mimicry being what it is, it's just turned into this whole kind of like just sell them the glitzy reflection kind of a mentality. And, I'll tell you what you already know. That never works. That never works. There are no overnight sensations that didn't put in 10 years first. It just doesn't happen. So if you're asking yourself, why does it seem so easy for everybody else? It's really because there is there's no regulating board that stops you from lying, basically. And people know, like I said earlier with John Carlton, we want to buy the unicorn promises. We don't want to buy the hard work process, right? Let me tell you, as someone who has put in the hard work process, it's so worth it. It's so worth it, because you will discover that, while making the money and having the success is nice, you always wind up looking back nostalgically over the process. The process is what it's all about. It is about the success you create for yourself and for your family, but it's more about who you become in the journey. So just keep that in mind the next time somebody in your news feed is, showing a Ferrari or a Lamborghini or whatever, the stuff I'm talking about, and making it look easy. You can almost, without even doing any research, call BS on that, because it's not easy, you guys. It's worth it, but it's not easy. So bear that in mind the next time somebody looks like they're just cruising along on easy street while you're struggling. Okay? See ya.